2026 World Cup qualifying tournament continues from Wuhan, China, where teams are chasing a ticket to Germany in September. Already in this session, we've seen Czechia upset Brazil by 19 points and Belgium make it 3 straight wins, defeating Mali by 31 points. Now it's the highest ranked team at the tournament, world number 4 China, against South Sudan. And this should be an interesting matchup. Alongside former Australian World Cup and Olympic women's assistant coach Laurie Chiswick, I'm John Casey. It's great to have your company here on day 3. Both these teams now, Laurie, looking to make amends after losing their most recent games.
Well, that's right. And the China versus Belgium game probably wasn't as close as we expected. And China's going to want to come out and play better basketball today. They still haven't secured their ticket to Germany, and so they will want to make sure they take care of business against this feisty South Sudan team.
See Czechia in second position with a 2-1 record. China can join them if they are able to get the job done as expected here according to the seedings. And then tomorrow China and Czechia play. So that is a very important game for both these teams on the road to Berlin 2026. But South Sudan, well, they arrive here as the number 55 in the world. In their opening game against Czechia, they were understaffed and they lost by 37 points. It was 89-52 in favour of Czechia. And then in the second game, they lost by 15 to Brazil, with Brazil winning 94-79. Now, coming into this game against China, I'm pleased to report that they do have a full complement of players to use. Naeyonga Gone, who was a late arrival, and Rose McQuay, who was also caught up with transport problems. Well, they have now joined the team, and that's going to be an enormous boost, I think, not only physically but psychologically, Laurie.
Oh, I agree 100%. And even we could see against Brazil, even though they lost by 15, with the inclusion of Leme and Gabriel, that made a big difference to the way they played and the way they were able to rotate players.
For China, well, another big crowd in the house here, approaching 6,000 in Wuhan. They won on opening night against Mali by 13. It was 81-68. But then 24 hours or 48 hours ago, they were no match for Belgium, who won 80-65. And they only won one of the 4 quarters there, China, but they did get great service from their teenage sensation, Zhang Zuyu, who had 20 points and a game-high 11 rebounds. And again, how they integrate her, it's a learning process, we know, the number 19. But good to see a nice big smile on her face. And let's hope she can produce what she did in the last game. She was 10 of 15 from the field, only played the 19 minutes, but she was spectacular.
Well, she certainly was, and she needs to be assisted by her teammates in Han Shu and Yang Xiuyu. And China need to take care of the ball. They had 19 turnovers, which resulted in 25 points for Belgium. So that's an area that they want to make sure that they take care of the basketball, take care of possession, and get a good shot every time down the floor.
So the host nation, led by coach Gong Lu Ming, up against South Sudan. And we'll pause for the moment and take the national anthems of both China and South Sudan before we get to the opening tip here in Wuhan.
Please remain standing and answer the People's Republic of China. 请保持肃立，奏中华人民共和国国歌。
A terrific atmosphere in the house here, as you might expect in Wuhan, with the host nation involved. It's a capacity of 14,000 here at the Wuhan Sports Centre, and probably in the vicinity of 6.5 here for this game. It's a magnificent stadium, 5 levels of seating, and we have got 4 levels at least here where people are located for this game, as China try and continue their charge toward the September World Championships. Our referees for this game, Vladislav Velikov from Bulgaria in the middle of your frame. On the left of screen, Carlos Velez from Colombia, and Silvia Mazziali from Italy on the right of screen as well. Been doing a terrific job here. The referees, always difficult when you've got countries representing so many different areas of the world and trying to manufacture all the different styles that they have. But I'm looking forward to this contest. Laurie Chiswick is with me in commentary, and South Sudan, important for them to try and get off to a good start. They don't want to get behind and let the crowd get involved. It could be a long night for them.
Well, this is a big task for them up against the world number 4. We know China have size, they've got speed, but again, there's no pressure on South Sudan. They can come out and just play pretty freely. Sarah Dang yesterday had a double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds, and that was on the back of the fact that she didn't really have to carry the ball much with the inclusion of Lemme into the lineup. So now they've got 2 extra players as well. This could be a different look that we see with this team.
Alberto Altuna is the coach. They made one change to their starting 5 with Barina Lemme moved into the starting lineup ahead of Ya Mei Yen. And for China, well, they've made one change as well. So third different starting 5 for coach Gong Lu Ming. And they go with Zhang Man Man, Yang Shu Yu. Now Zhang Ru comes into the starting lineup here, along with Liao Si Yu and Han Shu. Li Yuru, who started in the last game after she dominated in the first outing, well, she has gone back to the bench, and Gong Lu Ming is just trying to get the right combination that he needs. It's a work in progress for them, and he admitted that. He was very glowing in his praise of Belgium after their loss on Thursday night, when he described Belgium playing an artistic brand of basketball, and he said we must learn to play with an artistic brand of basketball. And the other interesting that I picked up note from him was that he said that the most important element of the game of basketball is passing. You get nothing without passing, and he thought the passing just left a little to be desired from his team in the first 2 games.
Well, especially when you've got some big bodies inside, some great size, you have to know how to pass them the ball. If it's into number 19, Chang Zhu Yu, then you need to get it high up in the air and right to her hand so that she can catch it. If it's Han Shu out there, well, she can move. She's a little bit more versatile, as is Li Ru. So passing is very important if you want to shift the defense and get it into your players. China always have a passionate, vocal crowd, and you know, you don't get to play in front of your home crowd, in your country very often, and so China will want to put on a really good show here today for these fans, because they ride every bump and play and shot and defense with this team, and you'll hear them throughout the commentary. They are vocal and they are passionate.
So it's the number 4 ranked team, the highest nation here in Wuhan. China are expected to progress, but just one win the 2 games means that this becomes must win. And number 55 South Sudan are the 31 spots to number 55 in the world from 86 at the last rankings, and made their debut at the 2025 Afro Basket tournament. where they went 3-3 and won the bronze medal. So they are on the move, and they've got a full complement of players, and they'll be excited by the challenge here of taking on host nation China. As we get set to go from Wuhan, it is China up against South Sudan. Han Xu wins the tip, and for China an opportunity to open scoring here. 2 games under their belt. Try and find out the wrinkles. And let's see what they can come up with here. As Zhang Manman uses Zhang Ru. Gets it back from Lual Siyu. Now Lual Siyu fires, and it's the start they were after with a 3-ball.
Fantastic start. South Sudan were in a zone, which doesn't surprise me given the size difference and probably the skill level difference of these teams, but really good find and finish for China.
Farina Lemme just had enough time to get across halfway there. Here's Adut Bolgak sharing it now with Naima Dew, who's been one of their better players so far. Sarah Deng gets involved, 1 on the shot clock as she elevates off the glass, can't convert. All business here, China, in the first 60 seconds. Corner ball again from the wing is on the bottom of the net. Luau has come up with back-to-back triples from either side. That's certainly a good start for Luau. Had just 2 points on none of 2 shooting in the last game against Belgium, so to have 6 here very quickly will do her confidence the world of good.
And you can see the intent that China are playing with, trying to push the ball, stream down the floor. Kick ahead pass just wasn't quite on, but they are certainly looking for that to try and get an easy transition basket.
Deng gets it back from Gak Deng. Uses Lemmy as well. Bolgak. It's down low. Chance here for Maria Gak Deng. Double team. Lost a handle on it under pressure, and Zhang Manman is off and running here.
Really good active hands by Manman.
Inside they go. Han Xu draws a foul. Tough work from Adut Bolgak, but did it illegally according to the referees. Sylvia Maziali. So free throws to come here for Han Xu.
We can see there on the replay that Han Xu had established her position nice and early, was a good target inside, and that was the passing that we were talking about earlier. Get it into her, let her go to work.
First trip to the free throw line in here at the tournament, somewhat surprisingly. Shot the ball at 82% from the stripe, playing for the Perth Lynx in Australia most recently, where they went all the way to the grand final. Shot 78% from the stripe at the Asia Cup as well, so she gets the back end, so it's a 7-0 start for China. First 2 minutes haven't been great for South Sudan. Adut Bolgak looking to change that, is off the mark.
Well, again, not a great shot because, look, they're back playing defense straight away, and China are pushing it at them.
Zhang Manman couldn't reel that in. So, first error from China. Turn the ball over for the first time. None of 3 from the field at the moment for Mali. This is Sarah Deng. Bolgak, Lemmy. Back to Adut Bolgak. Had 17 points in the last game, but she's shut down here. Han Xu got plenty of it, and that's a nice finish there. Staying with it, Maria Gak Deng gets the bucket to open scoring for South Sudan.
Well, I liked how they moved the ball, set a screen, got it through a few hands, then drove it in downhill. Now, she missed that layup, but a good follow-up by Deng. Sorry, by Du.
So she makes the extra. Margin cut to 4. First score of the game for South Sudan. And trailed at quarter time in both games they've played so far. Han Xu, that height advantage, goes to work and comes up with the finish.
I think we'll see a lot of that in today's game.
Well, quickly up the floor, the response is good from Maria Gak Deng. So it's a 9-5 lead, and they stood off Zhang Ru. They almost had too much time. Can't convert. Sarah Deng charges up the floor for South Sudan. Well, reaching in, well done Zhang Ru. Just got a piece of it to dislodge it. Well, I'll see you with her in support, and the outside shot will come here from Zhang Manman. That's off the mark. They need some high percentage plays here, South Sudan. Need to look after the ball. Foul going to be called here on China, and it's on Lual-Siyu, the first foul for her. Second team foul on China. South Sudan with 1 foul so far. A little over 3 minutes played in the opening quarter.
Quick subs there. Han Shu finds herself sitting, as does Zhang Ru.
Karina Lemmy, Australian-born, spins to the top of the key. Here's Naima Dew, lobs it inside. Gak Den goes to work. Liu Ru, and that's a nice up and under finish from her as well. All 7 points a team have come up with now on 3 of 3 shooting is a good start. An offensive foul going to be called on China. This has been a feature that we've seen here at this tournament. The referees are hot on any type of moving screen or physical work when you're screening the player. As long as they're consistent with it, then it's up for the teams to make that adjustment.
Yes.
That's the way it's going to be called. Sarah Deng. This is Naima Dew. One way, back the other. Well guarded there by Lual-Siyu. They've coughed it up again here. Trying to get possession. Liu Ru and Zhang Manman. 4 minutes played, opening quarter. They stood off Liu Ru. She can't make them pay. Adupol Gak the rebound, and off and running is Karina Lemmy. Deng wanted it quickly down low, but Lemmy couldn't find a passing lane for her. Naima Dew rolls it down low. Want to get inside to Maria Gak Den. She's fouled by Liu Ru, who will be called for the foul.
Well, she was working so hard to try and establish position, and Liu Ru was trying to push her up off the block, but just a little too aggressively.
Second foul for her. 4 on China now. A little over 4 minutes, so they need to adjust and quickly. Or the restart wasn't what they wanted. Oh, dang. Slapped it out of the hands of Tang Zhutin. But did it illegally, so she's going to be called for the foul. It's a second team foul on South Sudan. Abudu Altuna wears his heart on his sleeve on the sidelines, the coach of South Sudan. And you can handle aggressive turnovers, but soft turnovers, restart turnovers, you really don't like to see them happen, coaches. Yang Shuyu, captain of China, with the top of the key. In the corner, the shot comes here. It's off the mark on this occasion from Lual-Siyu. Lemmy, well, her pass had a little bit too much on it as well, so South Sudan are going to turn it over here for the 4th time in the game.
That is such a hard pass for a player moving right down the center of the court. They're almost catching it over their head. If they can kick it to the side and get a better angled pass, much easier to catch.
Outside shot once more, this time all the bottom of the net as Tang Zhutin opens her scoring account.
We haven't seen a lot of Tang Zhutin in the previous game, so it's good to see her getting a great start.
4-point edge. South Sudan with single digits on the shot clock here. Naima Dew just penetrating, taking them on and drawing contact. Foul going to be called on Tang Zhutin. I like this work here from Naima Dew. When she takes them on, she's got a bag of tricks. She's been good in this tournament. 18 and 10 in the opening game against Czechia, and then 19 points and 7 rebounds against Brazil. She's played 37 minutes in both games, so she would have enjoyed yesterday's rest day.
Yes.
Three of 5 from the stripe so far at the tournament. And she eases South Sudan back to within 2. Middle stages of the opening quarter. Wang Jianxi is running the show at the moment for China. On to the captain, Yang Shuyu, to rotate. Now back to Wang Jianxi. Decides to fire over the top. It was a good option as she knocks down the 3. 3 of 6 from deep. China here open up a 5-point edge. Deng goes on with the dribble. Worried out of the points, but done it illegally here. Now, Li Yuru wants to challenge this because it's going to be her 3rd personal foul. Coach Gong Lu Ming is not to oblige at the moment. They're going to have to take her out. Well, there appeared to be contact with the arm. There's the 3 ball falling there for Wang Shanxi. Han Shu back onto the floor here. And Li Yuru not happy with the end result there. She was so good in that first game, 21 points, 11 rebounds to lead both categories in the game, but she also fouled out there in that opening game, and now she'll sit for a while with 3 fouls here. And China over the limit, but they lead by 4. A little over 4 minutes out from quarter time.
Wang Jiaqi running the point now for China.
Here's Han Shu. He's ready to go. Found a spot. Down the shot. 5 in the game now for her on 2 of 2 shooting. Deng getting busy. 9 the juice. Penetration again. Left-handed shot wouldn't work. Now a chance for Wang Shanxi, is off and running once more. Foul going to be called on South Sudan. So a 3rd team foul for the African nation here in this opening quarter. Substitutions being made as Sarah Deng gets a rest, replaced by Naomi Tenny. The 21-year-old Deng, youngest player in the team for South Sudan. Wang Shanxi. The captain involved, and Yang Shu-yu gets it back from Han Shu outside. Wang Shanxi is off the mark, gets her own rebound, read it nicely. Han Shu, slick ball movement. This is a little different from what we've seen in the first 2 games. It looks crisper than it has been. Maybe they have learned a thing or two from Belgium, the way they moved the ball. Here's Yang Shu-yu. Yes!
Well, China are doing a great job from that perimeter shot beyond the arc, because for the previous 2 games they were only 23%, but currently they're sitting at 43%.
10-2 run here from China in the last 3 minutes. They put the clamps on South Sudan, although they've got some free throws to come here, and China now over the limit. And in there from Wang Shanxi, who's picked up her 1st personal. That's 7 fouls in this opening quarter for China, just 3 for South Sudan so far. Nanwich Tenny to the free throw line.
And that's how you can let a team back into the game, is through foul shooting, and, you know, close this margin up if they make these couple of baskets, which they did. So now it's back to 7, 3 minutes to go.
So inside the last 3 minutes, we're about to see Zhang Zuyu for the first time in the game. Bring the crowd to life. Cha Yu-gia. And they found the corner ball again. Off the mark this time from Tung Zu Chin, but Han Shu kept it alive. Will get her own rebound here. Puts it on the deck, muscles away, and she travelled. And a turnover for China is going to be their 4th in the game. South Sudan already with 5 turnovers.
The roar you can hear from the crowd is the insertion into the game of Chung Zhu-yu. So when that happens, we know that China go into a zone.
Good ball movement. Rose McQuay has a pass knocked down by the 220-centimetre Zhang Zuyu. Pace will slow as well here. Cha Yu-gia feeds the corner. Wang Siyu with a shot, and is off the mark. And Zhang just can't control the rebound. So Karina Lemic will bring South Sudan forward. Maria Gakdeng had good position early on, but they couldn't find a passing lane to her. Now they've coughed it up. And a chance for Wang Siyu. She goes to work with Cha Yu-gia joining in, and a whistle on the play. So free throws to come here for China, who are already with that advantage at 7 points. Just 1 of 2 from the stripe so far.
Well, the style of play that China are playing, the quick ball movement, the passing it up the court, the sprinting up the court, makes South Sudan feel like they need to play quicker too, and that doesn't suit them. They need to, yes, get the ball up the floor if they've got an early transition basket, but if not, you know, get the ball through some hands, set some good screens, make China play some defense. We know that they're good. You could go to the line right now if they fouled you. So that quickness that China's playing is speeding up South Sudan as well.
Dong Lu Ming, the Chinese coach, has used 11 of his 12 players already in the game here to move inside the last 2 minutes of the opening term. Gak shares it across, outside shot from Naimuch Teni. Couldn't get it done. And Maria Gak-Deng had last touch on that. She and Che Yu-Jia.
See, again, that was an early shot. So if they work it around against that zone, they'll get that exact same shot after they've made China play a bit more defense out there and give them a chance to foul them.
So an 8-point edge, 90 seconds to play in the opening term. This is Zhang Zuyu from close range. Misses initially, and the second time it wouldn't work for her either. But keeping it alive, here's Che Yu-Jia, Wang Jianxi, and Wang Sun-Yu. Now they go back inside, and here's Zhang Zuyu from close range, coming up with the goods for her first score in the game. Double-digit lead for the first time. And South Sudan get down low. Tough shot there, worried out of the points, Maria Gak-Deng. We're inside the last 60 seconds of the first term. China hasn't led at quarter time in either of its previous 2 games, as Tang Zu-Shin is off the mark. Due for Adupol Gak, who fires and banks the 3. Despite it being a weekend here in Wuhan, the bank is open. First 3 of the game for South Sudan. Tang Zu-Shin hands over. Wang Jianxi fires. Oh, that rattled around the rim. And foul is going to be called here on Zhang Zuyu. They're over the limit, so we'll walk to the other end of the floor for free throws here for Maria Gak-Deng.
So really, South Sudan are doubling down low, even when Zhang Zuyu doesn't have the ball, which leaves a wide open shooter somewhere on the court for China.
8 team fouls on China in this opening quarter, 4 from South Sudan so far. And Maria Gak-Deng walks to the stripe. She was 3 of 7 from the free throw line in the opening game against Czechia. Didn't get to the stripe in game number 2 against Brazil. Only a 52% free throw shooter for her club team in Hungary, where she averages 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 34% at AfroBasket. She averaged 11 points, 12 boards, and led the competition in rebounding at AfroBasket, but 34% from the free throw line for the American-born Maria Gak-Deng is not where she needs to be. South Sudan need to make every opportunity here. China looking for the last play of the opening term. Tang Zu-Shin wide open. It's off the mark. Well, great job there from Piaf Gabriel to win it back for South Sudan. There's not going to be enough time to get an effective shot away at quarter time. And for the first time here at the tournament in their 3rd game, China hold the edge after 1 quarter. In Wuhan at quarter time, it's China 22, South Sudan 15. They scored the first 7 points of the game, China, with Dual knocking down corner 3s from either side. One stage the margin was out to 10. They've reeled it back in at least to 7 here at quarter time as we get a look at some of the numbers, Laurie.
Well, 3-point shooting exactly the same for both teams, only China have taken 12 compared to South Sudan's 3 3-point shots. But I like the strategy of South Sudan. I don't know how long it will last, but to virtually double the size of Zhang Zuyu, double her before she even receives the ball, which then dares other people to shoot. But, you know, China right now, I like the pace that they are playing at. This game, it suits them to play quick. It suits them to drive it up the floor, make good passes inside. And we can see Han Shu here going to work. He got a few nice baskets early on, a three-point shot as well. But South Sudan are doing a good job of hanging in there, only 7 points.
So been aggressive, been able to work their way inside. They are 6 of 9 from the free throw line, which has helped them in the equation so far. Rebound count 13-10 in favour of China at the moment. And take a look at the turnovers, and 7 turnovers to 4. We know that turnovers have been a problem for South Sudan. It's an area that they just can't get under control at the moment.
And China, with their size, have 5 offensive rebounds, so that gives them the opportunity to have some great second chance looks in there.
So Liu Ru's 3 fouls in the opening quarter are going to keep her on the pine for a while. That means extended minutes for Han Shu, which is never a bad thing. Possession arrow with South Sudan to get us underway here in this second quarter. Number 55 in the world, the outsider at the tournament, up against the top seed, number 4, China. And the outside shot rattles around Tenny.
Good re-screen there, use of the screen to begin with, then coming back and re-screening and left her wide open. Nice shot.
2 of 4 from deep, as they shave the margin down to 4 with the opening play of turn number 2. And Chae Ming-Ling for the first time. So every player for China has been on the floor now. 1CU goes back to Chae Ming-Ling, firing unsuccessfully. Grab and run was Rose McQuay's idea. Hands over here for Irina Lemme. That's going to be an offensive foul. So Rose McQuay just too active there with the screen. She buffeted 1CU, an easy call for Silvia Mazziali from Italy to make. You see the user-friendly roll for South Sudan at the start of the second. Han Shu, captain of China. Han Shu. Now it's Chae Yu-Jia firing. That's off the mark. And the rebound belongs to Irina Lemme. South Sudan running to the baseline. Now on the retreat. Outside. Here's Naima Dew firing. Couldn't get it to go. Well, that's a good rebound. Undersized in there, Rose McQuay, to keep it alive. But trying to come up with it through 1CU. Han Shu looking to post up. Contact from Maria Gak Deng. So no continuation there. Foul's going to be on Gak Deng. Going to be her first personal.
It's a really good battle inside there between Han Shu and Gak Deng. We're going to see a lot of that, I'm sure.
205 centimetres Han Shu up against 189 of Maria Gak Deng. So you understand why she's got her hands full. 90 seconds done in the second. China looking for their first score of this quarter. Han Shu-Yu, one way back, the other. Han Shu, nice pass inside, and the finish just eludes Chae Ming-Ling there. Ball out of court, and China will restart here.
Well, because China's not shooting the ball particularly well, South Sudan are really hanging in and being really gritty out there.
Penetration comes now, and the whistle for Chae Yu-Jia. And she's going to the free throw line again. Offensive rebounds are proving a problem, though. The size of China. 6-1 is the count at the moment.
Well, especially too when you're in a zone, because you're not necessarily matched up on a particular player. So when a shot goes up, if you're in a zone, you actually have to go find somebody, headhunt somebody. And that's, you know, a fairly difficult thing with the speed and tenacity of China.
Chae Yu-Jia, 1 of 3 from the stripe at the tournament so far. Makes the adjustment. First score of the term. It took almost 2 minutes for China to get underway. They lead by 5. This is Naima Dew. Under pressure, retreats to Perina Lemmy. 2 minutes played, term number 2. Red numbers on the shot clock. Lemmy lost control of it, and Chayujia can rush to the other end and add to her tally.
Those are the little mistakes from South Sudan that really hurt them and give China the chance just to extend on this lead.
9 turnovers already in the game for South Sudan. 19 turnovers in the game against Brazil. 25 in their first game. Chayujia with 4 points to her name. The margin at 7. And South Sudan makes some changes. Amadou sits down. Bolgak is back. Gabrielle out there as well. Chayujia, well, they stood off her. She's just knocked down a shot. Feeling confident, can't get it done. Here's Naimuch Tenny. Quick outlet pass. Rose McQuay for her first points at the tournament.
Great pass and finish.
One CU telegraphed the pass inside for Han Shu. But after winning it back, they've coughed it up. Now Han Shu in a tangle. 2 players have gone down.
They're both having a little smile out there. It was like bowling pins.
Tough finish, wouldn't work there for 1CU. Sarah Deng with her hands full. Slow pass. Put Rose McQuay under pressure, and the hustle from Chayujia was good. And a foul, though, is going to be called on Chayujia, I think, for just getting in amongst the legs there of Rose McQuay.
Well, it would be good for South Sudan, whoever's we see here that Sarah Deng is handling the ball. Somebody go just set a screen, stand mid-court, let her drive off them so that the defense can't just continue to hassle her.
Liu Ru checks back into the game with those 3 fouls after just 3 minutes of the second. So Gong Lu Ming's going to challenge her just to play some foul discipline. Margin is 5. We started this quarter with a 7-point edge. Just 3 points for China here so far in this term. As Deng gets it back from Gabrielle and decides to fire with the left hand and comes up with her first field goal of the game.
Well, it's good for her confidence because, as I said, she had a double-double in the game, last game.
6 unanswered points here from South Sudan has got them back in the frame. Sarah Deng with it. Harassed by Jung Mun. Oh, the pass from Bolgak on a different wavelength there with Rose McQuay. That's 12 turnovers in the game already.
Well, that's the difference you can see to, say, a team like Belgium who have played together for so many games, so many years, whereas this South Sudan team is so new to each other, the coaches, what they want them to do, and just that timing, the knowing what everybody's doing is not quite there. But great defense, good anticipation.
They win it back, and McQuay wrestles away across the halfway line. Now Sarah Deng, the left-hander, joins in. And whistle off the ball here. Bolgak was wrestling with a couple of Chinese players. Chai Ming Ling was in the vicinity. Foul, though, is going to be called on Chayujia. So that's her second personal foul. The foul count continues to grow here. Second in this quarter for China. 10th overall. 7,000 total called on South Sudan so far. And here's a chance for Young Shu Yu. He's got support on both wings. Jung Mun baseline. Now they go inside. Liu Ru with a neat left-handed reverse finish to come up with the goods. So the margin is 5. Sarah Deng beckoned for some help. Defense from Chung Mun Mun there, almost stripped her of possession. Middle stages of the second. Frantic pace to the game. Olgak gets it back to Deng. Lemmy joins in, or the pass knocked down by Young Shu Yul. Out of court, so they've got 7 on the shot clock here, South Sudan. Thirteen turnovers is a real problem for them. Rebound count 15 apiece. Deng uses Lemmy. Guarded by Young Shu Yul. Picks up the dribble. Needs help now. Deng provides it. And she does pull the trigger. It's off the mark with the 3-ball. Li Yuru had it. Dislodged from her. Cleaned up by Che Yujia. Well, I'll see you. And now they work it into the corner for Chung Mun Mun. Big 3-ball gives them an 8-point edge and draws a timeout from Alberto Altoona, the South Sudan coach. We took over 5 minutes here in this second term. The 3-ball, well, hadn't been afraid to spray it up. They're 5 of 15 from deep, 6 of 15 inside the line so far, China.
Leave it! Hostias! Put the fucking ball! We are losing games because of the turnovers. That's all. Guys? 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry. Adu here, okay? Sarah to the left. Okay? Guys. And use foul. Use foul. Stop the transition. Use foul. But they are running there because of the turnover. That's all. Vamos.
So up against it here, South Sudan, but only 8 points in arrears. They were 7 down at quarter time, so damage has been contained in terms of the scoreline to a minimum since quarter time. But they're certainly not playing at the level that their coach Alberto Altoona would like them to. 13 turnovers.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? That the 13 turnovers is really costly against a team like China, who can strip you of the ball and then just lay it in with their speed. And so, you know, the ball handlers in Deng and Lemmy, they need a little bit of help. So even if a player can cut to the center court and they pass it in there, or they set a little screen or be there to bother the defense, just something so they're not just high and dry handling the ball.
And right on cue, Bolgak helps out there. Tells Deng to get across the halfway line. Let me bring it up. So on the same wavelength as you, but here's Lemmy. Now I'll do Bolgak. She decides to fire, and it's a good option.
It's a much-needed basket. They are hanging around the South Sudan team.
Back to within 5. Bolgak now with 6 on 2 of 3 from deep. Outside answer there comes from Lyle Siu, who's knocked down 3 triples in the game.
I guess if you're going to be left that wide open.
Outside Deng. She joins the 3-point party as well. Chung Mun Mun feeds the corner. The bounce pass, Lyle Siu had a little bit too much on it. And that's an obvious foul going to be called on Che Yujia. So that's going to be her 3rd personal, 3rd team foul on China in this quarter with 3:46 to play. There's Deng knocking down the triple. She's got 6 points. Deng back onto the floor as well. Sarah Deng, 12 points. She led her team in rebounding with 10 against Brazil, which is great by her. The point guard leading your team in rebounding sometimes can be problematic. Lemmy couldn't finish it. Well out of control. Now Nia Madu gives it back to her. She decides to fire the long range attempt. That's off the front of the rim as well. She's certainly not shy. She missed the first game, and in the second game, when she made her debut, she put up 10 threes. Knocked down 3 of them. So the margin is 5. So they're not at their best, South Sudan, but they're still in the equation here at the moment. Single digits on the shot clock now for Zhang Man. Gets it back from Lyle Siyu, goes to the corner.
That's what China need, is that three-point shooting. Just those shots are starting to drop a little bit more regularly now.
6 of 16 from deep, 2 of 4 in this quarter for China. Here's Deng, wheeling and dealing. What a good pass down low for Gak Deng, who's fouled. So free throws to come here. As you see the foul called here. Across the top.
And that's a good look for South Sudan when they have a bit more of that player movement. And we see that corner three from China. When South Sudan have movement, then that gives them some options. When they all just stand around looking, it's really difficult to go one-on-one against these great defenders in China.
China, have 8 of their 12 players have attempted a three in the game, such as the modern basketball. Still plenty of time on the clock here until half-time. And Gak Deng is doing a good job trying to pace her team. 6 points, 8 rebounds before fouling out against Brazil, but in the opening game she had 21 and 9 rebounds. Good movement here from China. Zhang Ru rushes down low and comes up with a finish to get her opening score in the game. Quick release for running Maria Gak Deng.
And that is one of the areas when Chung Zhu-Yu's on the court. Obviously, she can't get there that quickly, and so if they can take advantage of that and run on her. Not sure how you take advantage of that, though. She has got some serious size in there and really good at finishing when you get it into her hands right where she wants it.
4 points on 2 of 4 from the field for Zhang Zhu-Yu. The pass from Deng knocked down. They'll have to reset here. Red numbers now on the shot clock for Sarah Deng.
Oh.
Nice pass. Found an opening where there really wasn't one, but Maria Gak Deng couldn't finish it off. So it's an 8-point edge. As Zhang Ru uses Zhang Zhu-Yu again, and she works down low and adds to her talent.
Now they have to decide, do we leave the one-on-one coverage or do we try and double before she even catches the ball, leaving somebody wide open for a three-point shot when they're actually shooting the ball quite well? Big dilemma to have.
Minute 20 left on the clock as Gabriel checks back into the game. And Maria Gak Deng will get a rest. China 3 of 6 from the free throw line so far. Sipol Gak been effective. China restarts. I'll see you. Hands over to Wang Zhansi. She gets it back from Yang Shuyu. Here's Zhang Ru. They lost the handle on it. And a foul going to be called here. South Sudan. So their 4th team foul in this quarter. And it's going to be called on Rose McQuay. It's going to be her 3rd personal for her. See it there in replay. Tangle of arms and legs. Wang Zhansi gets it back from Zhang Ru. Single digits on the shot clock. Good block. Well done there from Naimadiu. Read what was coming. Got it in the air quickly. Knocked down the ball. And a chance here for South Sudan as Deng gives it back to Naimadiu. Lemmy. Gabriel. turned and saw the giant Zhang Zuyu in front of her and decided to pass. It was a good option because the finishing touch is provided by Deng.
No fear by Deng there. She had to shoot over the outstretched hands of Zhang Zuyu and did a great job.
Margin is 6, so they're winning the quarter at the moment, South Sudan. And good ball movement from China. Changru elected not to shoot. They wanted to get it inside, and with good reason, because another 2 for Zhang Zuyu. She's now got 8 points on 4 of 6 from the field. And every time South Sudan were able to get some momentum, China seemed to find a bucket when they need it most. Hard to stop so close to the hoop at 220 centimetres or 7 feet 2 in the old money.
Well, we can see in that replay how Zhang Zuyu keeps the ball nice and high, and when it's at that height, there's really nothing the defenders can do.
20 seconds, 1 shot. Maria, this home check back. We give it. See pass, open. Coming to the handoff. Maria has the ball. Coming to the handoff, fake it and attack. To the rim. With 10.
Together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Together.
So China enjoyed a 10-point buffer in the opening quarter, got out to an 8-point edge here at one stage during the second. Right now it's a 6-point ball game. In fact, it's an 8-point ball game. As you can see, Zhang Zuyu has been effective in the court time she's had. Let me restart to Sarah Deng. Gak Deng puts it on the deck against Han Shu, spinning one way, went back to the right hand, couldn't get it done. It's good defensive pressure there from Han Shu. Now a chance for Zhang Zuyu at the other end to add to the tally. Double digits is the margin again. Right on the halftime buzzer, they get it done here. Good hustle there from Yang Shu-Yu. Knocks down the shot. That brings us to a halftime equation of 46-36. A 10-point lead for China. 24-21 was the scoreline there in the second. They did close to within 3 middle stages of that turn, South Sudan, but China steadied and have got a healthy buffer here.
Well, China have actually 10 players have scored in the team, and nobody is in double figures, so they are really sharing around that workload. Coaches subbing freely, and everybody's making a contribution.
See some of the numbers. 7 of 18 from deep, being shy. Rebound count weighted in China's favour, and those turnovers are really a problem for South Sudan.
Well, they're certainly being competitive on the boards, though, given their size or China's size advantage. So they've done a good job. But Gak Deng leads all scorers on both teams with 11 points. So it's a hardly fought battle out there with lots of players contributing from both teams.
Take a look at some of the best plays from the second quarter. And the first 3 of the term, South Sudan. As I mentioned, got it back to within 3 early stages before China were able to steady and close out the quarter in impressive fashion. Their best work is when they can get out and run. At their moments, China have also been playing well.
Well, they are, and when you have China are playing with great pace and space, and if they're daring them to shoot the 3, they've been able to come up with it, just like we see there in that corner. Nobody defending here, no hand, and yet you're still able to, shoot that shot, which is what you want to do. So South Sudan, I think it's a good tactic to be in a zone, because I think it would be really hard for them to match up one-on-one. But I liked it when Zhang Zuyu was on the court and actually doubled her before she even caught the ball. So because when she catches it and you are behind her, you have no chance of trying to stop that.
So halftime here in Wuhan, it's 46-36 China over South Sudan.
This isn't a moment. It's a time unlike any before.
It's not a request, not a maybe, not a someday.
This is now. Feel our presence, built on strength
and drive. Not rising, we are arriving. Not hoping, but owning.
This isn't a moment, it's movement. Constant, relentless.
Every cut, every pass, every shot.
Earned. Taken. Undeniable. The future, it's already here.
Forged in sweat, ruled by queens. When we move, the whole game shifts.
And we're unstoppable in all directions. We own the game.
Nice little hesitation, kicks it out. Spin move, and is rejected from Beswar.
As Team USA comes back the other way, looking to punish. Caitlin Clark pulls up from deep. And those are the Caitlin Clark logo threes we're used to seeing when she's in rhythm.
Here's Talbot. She just hit the 2 biggest threes of the game. Now Whitcomb gets up a 3. Can you believe it? They have hit 4 in a row. Unbelievable.
And three different players, so.
Pellington. Open from the elbow, misses on now the steal from Pellington. Look at this. And then the turnover, and Duel comes from behind and gets the block. I don't think that Alexander knew she was coming, or maybe she would have hesitated.
AI completely airballs, but Joanna saves it and passes it directly to Malonga.
Deng, energized by knocking down the shot, ran into a big block there from Cardoso. Hit the deck hard as well.
Here she is in transition. A nice pass into Tyra Melendez. One court vision from Pamela Rosado as Melendez runs full speed ahead. Xander Lucini pulls it back out, 7 on the shot clock. Pulls up from 3 with a player in her face, and just like that, the and one opportunity from 3 for a 4-point play. I cannot say enough good things about her. A 22-point game. It's knocked out of Pagan's hands. Here's Monique Billings and Angel Reese. Angel Reese on the left-hand side is blocked by Amani McGee-Stafford. That's a momentum swinger right there.
Uzawa, they got to get the shot up, and she gets it up just in the nick of time, and she banks it in. Incredible.
I think it's gonna count.
It is. Wow.
And, well,
yeah.
Oh yeah, easily out of her hands.
How many times are we going to see this? Baseline. Are you kidding me?
Papa Nicolau says, give it to me.
Go attacks the closeout feed. Bruno inside.
Fills it up. It's all right.
Great to have your company from Wuhan, China, wherever you may be watching. Oh. Day 3 of the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2026 qualifying tournament. In this game between China and South Sudan. Maria Gakdang's been doing the heavy lifting for South Sudan, had 7 of her 11 in the opening quarter. She needs to find some contributors amongst her teammates as well. Bolgak with 8, Deng with 8. They're leaving too much to too few at the moment. And Naima Dew, who's been arguably their best player at the tournament so far, coming off back-to-back double-figure games, finds herself with just 2 points and failed to score in that second term. So they'd like a lift from her, Laurie Chiswick.
Exactly. They do need to find some more contributors. They've only had 6 overall compared to 10 players for China who have scored. So they need to get some run going, some screen setting for each of the players. But if we turn our attention to China, Luar Xinyu has 9 points, and she's been doing a great job of shooting the ball when she's open, not trying to do too much. We saw earlier on that the defense just backed right off of her, and so she said, okay, I'm going to shoot it, and that's what you have to do, and she's being able to score.
Scored the first 7 of the game, China. It's only a 3-point differential since then. Gives you an indication that South Sudan have had their moments. And they're still looking for their first win of the tournament, having lost on the opening day by 37 to Czechia and then by 15 to Brazil on day 2.
Well, China have 8 points from turnovers, so that's an area that South Sudan, they have 13 right now, that they need to take care of business. And I know it's hard, but some of their turnovers are through lack of helping each other out. So they're sort of leaving each other high and dry, especially the ball handlers, the carriers, when they come up the court, because if there's a steal, then that's just an automatic 2 points, a layup. So they need to work together to take the pressure off of that and you know, assist each other.
Bench scoring also heavily weighted in China's favor. They've got a lot of depth. 22-7 is the bench scoring at the moment. So if South Sudan coach Abdou Altuna can get some more contributions, then that's certainly going to help the cause here for the world number 55 South Sudan. They're ranked number 10 in Africa and bronze medalists at the AfroBasket tournament.
Well, and I agree with you. I think Dew has to find a way to get involved, and it's not just taking her player one-on-one. It's maybe coming off a pin-down screen. It's using an on-ball screen work to help her again get open, because she's averaging 18.5 points in her first 2 games at 44%. So she can and she needs to be involved, but maybe she just needs that little bit of assistance from teammates.
Doesn't get any easier for South Sudan either. Tomorrow they're going to face Belgium, who chalked up their 3rd straight win just prior to this game, defeating Mali 81-50. Mali probably a little bit better form than South Sudan. It's going to be a tough ask for them, and then Mali and South Sudan clash on Tuesday in the final day of competition. But see the numbers there for South Sudan. And really, it's the turnover count that's really hurt them. 13 turnovers. When you have twice as many, well, that puts so much pressure on your offense.
Well, it's a tough pool for South Sudan to be in, with world number 4 and world number 5 in the same pool. And you know, they're new to this world stage. As you mentioned, they're debutantes at the AfroBasket, doing a great job to their first time in the competition to end up on the podium in the bronze medal and to find themselves here. So it's a steep learning curve for them, and they'll take a lot away. But you know, right now they 10 points behind China at halftime. You know, you'd be holding your head pretty high. Having said that, their coach Alberto Atuna, he is just so passionate, and he would be, you know, wanting more from him and demanding more from them. And he, you know, hopefully for him and the team's sake, they can come up with some answers in this second half.
We saw it drop away in their last game against Czechia, or sorry, in the first game against Czechia, when they were restricted to just 24 points in the second half, including 8 in the final term. But there you see China's numbers. So I'll be happy with that improvement with the long ball at 39%. And 19 assists in the first half is great for them, and the steals as well. Above average on what they've been producing. Because yet to qualify the world number 4. And a win here is certainly going to help that cause. Czechia already with 2 wins from 3 starts. So China need to keep pace with them, and those teams are going to clash tomorrow, which has a good game written all over it. And I haven't been able to say that in terms of close games so far at the tournament. In fact, closest margin that we've seen, we've had 2 13-point games, with every other game longer than that, in double digits, all of them. And a couple of 30s thrown in there as well, and a 29. So we're going to get something a little closer tomorrow, and of course then a rest day before the final day on Tuesday.
That'll be exciting for 4 of these teams. Well, we know that Belgium have already qualified, so 3 of them will be booking their tickets to Germany for the Women's World Cup in September. And that's just such an exciting time. And this is the second time they've run these qualifying tournaments. And as you've talked about, the last World Cup only had 12 teams. This next one coming up has 16 teams. So that'll be fun for them to, you know, have 16 high-quality teams from across the globe.
South Sudan, like their male counterparts, and rapidly improving in the FIBA rankings. Great debut at Afrobasket. To go 3-3, they defeated Egypt, Senegal and Uganda. Lost to Mali on a couple of occasions at that tournament, including the semi-final, where they were beaten by 26 points. But bronze medal, and up from 86 in the world to 55, pointing them in the right direction. Courtside 1891 is the app that you need to keep up to date with all the happenings, results, schedules, streams, great stuff there, so check it out.
Well, when South Sudan lost to Brazil by 15 points, they actually stayed even with them in 1 quarter, 20 points each. So it's a target that they would want to have if they can, you know, they're still within 10 points. So they, you know, that's a winnable margin in there. But if you can stay equal with China, you're doing a great job.
Crowd getting involved as well. Trust you are enjoying our coverage wherever you may be watching. The FIBA Basketball Women's World Cup qualifying tournament from Wuhan, China. We continue tomorrow. Mali facing Brazil in the first game, South Sudan against Belgium, and then China and Czechia do battle in the third game. China with a possession arrow and a 10-point buffer as we get underway here in the third. They scored the first 7 points of the game. Hanshu tried to work that to the advantage there of Tangzu Shin, who's starting the second half.
It was a really good screen by Hanshu, and that's what both teams, if they can this second quarter or this third quarter, set some really good screens for each other to get that player open, that'll go a long way. Just like we see there.
Golgak off the mark with her attempt though. Whistle off the ball here. Hanshu hits the deck and looks as though she's going to be called for the foul as well, so that's not going to thrill her. First personal in the game for her. Liu Ru already with 3, and Che Yujia with 3 fouls. Here's Lemmy for Deng. Energized backcourt, but Hanshu puts a stop to it.
Yeah, great hands by Hanshu.
They're patient at the offensive end here, and they get Jungman Mun a look. She caught it deep, kept alive. O-ball for Tangzu Shin. And that height is a real factor for China. And they look to reset here. Jungman Mun with it again. Hands over, top of the key. Little deep, Tangzu Shin off the mark. Now Lemmy's got runners either wing here. She wants support. Joining her Dupol Gak. She gets an open look. Rattles around, wouldn't fall. Han Shu kept it alive, but only as far as Lemmy, and she comes up with a finish and her first score in the game.
And that's what we saw her do so well yesterday against Belgium, was come up with those three-point shots. So it's good to see her let one fly and let it drop.
Zhang Man gets a look. Off the mark, Lemmy the rebound. Deng ahead of her. Naima Ju calling for it quickly. She got up the floor nicely as well, and she adds to her tally. So she's got 4 in the game. It's her first score since quarter time. Tang Soo Chin wanted Han Shu, but they couldn't find a passing lane, so she has to relocate. And here's Tang from close range, and she comes up with her first score since quarter time.
Good patience by China, not trying to force the ball inside to Han Shu.
Deng. Gak rolls it down low. Gak Deng turns, faces Han Shu with a left hand, gets it done. So 13 now for Maria Gak Deng to lead all scorers. To a 5-point game. Han Shu caught it short. Well done. Zhang Man to keep that alive. Yang Shu Yu with it now. It doesn't look as fluent from China here in the third as it was in the first half. And they've got red numbers on the shot clock here. It has to go up, and Wal Siyu never looked likely. Having a moment here, South Sudan. Now cutting across, Zhang Man came up with possession, but she's going to be called for the foul as well. So it's going to be her second personal, and South Sudan will get possession.
Just tried to go for the steal there, the interception, but was just a little late in coming. South Sudan have done a really good job at the start of this, the first 3 minutes of this third quarter.
7-2 is the run from South Sudan. Deng. Well, she got herself out of trouble there by working the ball out of court off Wang Siyu, who did a good job defensively.
Do you think she did that on purpose? She tried to hit it out, or was that by a little bit by accident?
I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Fans getting a little anxious as well. This is a little closer than they were anticipating. Gak, Mac Fordieu, double teamed. 2 on the shot clock. Oh, the pass battered down. Well done by Yang Shu Yu. Behind the back, has support. Numbers arriving now, but she's happy to slow it right down. There's a chance for Wang Siyu to open her scoring account.
Really smart play. Good decisions by China to not force anything. They're playing good team basketball right now, getting it to the right person's hands.
Lemmy's outside shot is off the mark. Loose ball. Yang Shu Yu got after it quickly. Got support with Tang Soo Chin, but she decided to go solo this time, and she draws a foul. Now, Gak doesn't like the call. It's going to be her third personal, and free throws to come. Karina Lemmy also complaining to referee Carlos Velez that she was fouled at the other end and couldn't get a whistle. Yang Shu Yu goes to the free throw line. First free throws at the tournament for her. Been a steady influencer on this team. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists in the opening game, and 7 and 4 assists against Belgium.
I agree, John, that the team looks good when she's on the court. She's controlling the tempo, whether to push it like we just saw there and take it herself, or make a decision to pull it out and get it through hands. But she's been really good in that regard.
So they steady the ship with back-to-back baskets to get a 9-point edge here. 4 minutes played, term number 3. Foul called on Tang Soo Chin. Going to be her second personal. Third team foul on China here in the third quarter, and we played just 4 minutes, so they're going to have to reel it back in a little here in terms of the physicality. Well, free throws are going to come.
Well, it's the physicality, and it's just the ability to defend dribble penetration and move your feet. Because, you know, against other teams, that's going to be really critical, and foul discipline would play a big, big role in that.
Good defensive pressure there from Han Shu. Gets a look at the other end for Wang Siyu to knock down the triple.
30-year-old Wang Siyu has been here, done this before.
7 unanswered points now from China gives them a game-high 12-point lead after South Sudan had made an enterprising start to this second half. Good O-board from Gak Deng. She shot down. Hanshu was having none of it. Quick outlet pass finds Tung close to the hoop, and she is fouled by Gak Deng. Free throws to come, and that's a third personal now for Maria Gak Deng, the number 5 for South Sudan.
Slips a little bit more the last couple of minutes how China want to play. So good defense at the at one end with Hanshu coming up with a great block, and then as soon as they get possession, they are running it down the throat of South Sudan.
Wang Siyu scoreless in the first half, now up 5. Been influential here out of the 10 her team have come up with. As you say, one of the veterans of the team. Played at the Olympics in Paris and also in Tokyo, and a 2-time World Cup player in the past as well. And they get another opportunity here. Wang Siyu goes to Hanshu, top of the key. 3 is deep from her. She's quite a range so far. South Sudan exploring. No whistle off the ball here. Maria Gak Deng has heavy collision with Tung Zu Chin. And Chinese coach Gong Lu Ming is up as well. Happy with the contact.
You actually don't see him up too often, do you? He's quite happy to sort of let the game flow itself and not bother the referees or get too excited about things. Certainly the exact opposite to Alberto Ratuno, who is very passionate on the sideline.
He's very animated, isn't he?
Very animated.
So China with 4 fouls here in this term in the middle stages. It's an issue for them to navigate through. Gak Deng shares it with Rose Makwei. Now it's Dupol Gak. Harassed there. Gak Deng turns, faces Lee Yuru playing with those 3 fouls and gets it to tumble. Nice finish from her. So 15 in the game now for Gak Deng.
That was a really nice finish. A lot of poise had to be shown there.
6 of 10 from the field. Here's Lee Yuru from close range. Misses initially. Keeps it alive with the O-board. Putback wouldn't work on the second occasion either. Deng picks up the dribble. Wants help provided by Parina Lemmy. Now back to Adupol Gak. Single digits on the shot clock. Here's Gak Deng. Quick first step against Lee Yuru with those foul problems, but came up empty at the other end. Wow. Siyu is fouled. She's going to the free throw line.
Lee Yuru did a great job at the defensive end of not giving the player her body so that she couldn't make a nice spin move. And then this outlet pass and running the floor is exceptional.
First personal foul on Lemmy. 3rd team foul on South Sudan here in this 3rd term. China making a substitution. Che Yu-Jia is going to check in, replacing Yang Shu-Yu.
You know, I was thinking about our comments or talking about Lee Yuru earlier. You know, has had fouled out, has sort of been 3 fouls now, but she had a season-ending injury in August last year and has just come back in the off-season. She played in the 3x3 Unrivaled League, winning the championship. But, you know, maybe she just hasn't got her lateral movement quite yet, and therefore gets in a position where she reaches instead. I don't know, I'm just guessing at that, but that could be an explanation. But it's great to see her back on the court after a serious injury.
Yeah, no doubt about that. She's such a high-quality player. The Yuru saw her in Sydney in 2022 at the World Cup and has also been to 2 Olympics. And she just brings so much to the table as everywhere she plays. At the Paris Olympics, she was top 10 in scoring at 18 a game and led the tournament in rebounding at 11.
Plays her role with Dallas in the WNBA where she was injured, so it's great to see her back on court. She would like nothing more than to be with China and represent them at the upcoming World Cup in Germany.
All gets underway in Berlin. September 4 to 13. Get involved. I'll be disappointed. We're lucky enough to be in Sydney at the 2022 World Cup, and it's a great celebration of women's basketball. So free throws to come here for South Sudan. China over the limit. And Adupol Gak will try her luck. 2 of 2 from the stripe at the moment.
This crowd are right into this game. Trying to just put her off her foul shot a little bit of noise in the background, but to no avail.
Well, she's done a good job. That's 10 successive free throws from Adupol Gak across the 3 games. Yet to miss.
So they started this quarter 10 points down, and now they're 11, so they've almost played them equally.
One CU has had an impact. Liuru, extra pass was good. Oh, nice D there from Rose McQuay, who shut down the offense, knocked the ball down out of court. China wanted a whistle there for Zhang Ru. But the referees were happy with the way it was defended. 10 on the shot clock. China restart. Chayu Jia gets it back here from Zhang Ru, who decides to fire. It's off the mark. And Pieth Gabriel grabs the rebound. 3 boards for her, yet to score in the game, as Tenny thought about the quick release. Reaching and foul going to be called on Zhang Ru here. So more free throws to come for South Sudan, and they need to rein this in. China had 8 fouls in the opening quarter. And up to 12 now.
Well, we talked about that. We said that they did need some foul discipline, because that is one way that South Sudan can get back into that game, is just by going to the foul line. They were 10 from 13 at halftime, so you know that's a good result for them if they can get to the line. And with 3.5 minutes still to go, and they go to the line every time there's a foul. Got to make them though.
So Wang CU brings China forward. She's been busy here in the third. She's got all 8 points that she scored here in the third term. It's a 14-point lead, biggest we've seen so far, and a chance for them to expand on it as well. Chayu Jia, penetration good, but the pass though was telegraphed. It was cut out. And an unsportsmanlike foul is going to be called here. So free throws and possession. Rose McQuay streaking to the bucket. And that foul discipline is lacking.
It is, it certainly is. And great anticipation by Rose McQuay to come up with that steal. And now you just see here, she got the steal, and that unsportsmanlike foul was called.
So 20 fouls in the game now on China. They had 10 in the game against Belgium, and 13 in the game against Mali and the tournament opener. So this is beyond expectations. And unsportsmanlike foul called as well. So possession, and they need something to happen here, South Sudan, because we're starting to get away from them. Inside the last 3 minutes, term number 3. South Sudan looking for their first win of the tournament. Here's Nia Mathieu. Sarah Deng with it next. Look inside. Gabriel lost a handle on it. Liuru scoops it up. Goes to Wang CU. I'd like to see it go solo here. She's got 8 points all in this quarter. And that's out of the 15 the team have come up with. She wants it back. Oh, Deng almost stripped them of it. They go inside. Liuru goes to work, and the foul called here on Gabrielle. It's going to be her first personal, 4th team foul on South Sudan in this term. And it was a push from behind before the shot. Chung Zuyu, just the 5 minutes of action for her so far. 8 points on 4 of 6 shooting. Another bucket here. That's 17 this term, 13, and the margin is growing. Never been bigger. Down low, McQuaid spinning to the baseline, and she travelled. So they're going to turn the ball over. China will come up with possession. 2:05 left on the clock and a 14-point edge. Turnover number 17 for South Sudan. China has 9 in that category.
Well, I think South Sudan thinks it's a foul and that they're ready to take a foul shot.
Dong Lu Ming with the explanation there for Zhang Ru. Outside shot. Shea comes up with a triple.
Wang Suyu is so smart in her passing and her timing.
Alberta Altoona has been read the riot act here. He's still arguing about the previous call. He's a little disappointed with the scoring bench as well, given his reactions. So he wanted the timeout and couldn't get it.
A bit of confusion happening right now as to
he's certainly energetic on the sidelines, Alberta Altoona. So a technical foul for him.
So as I was saying before all that action on the court, Wang Suyu has got such a high IQ. She makes great passes, the timing of them. She reads the game so well to know whether she should hold it up, whether she should get the ball through hands. She's a real leader out there.
Eventually we're going to restart here. South Sudan have possession, but they're down 18 points inside the last 2 minutes of this term.
See, that happened in a blink of an eye. All of a sudden it was 11, and now, as you say, it's 18.
Alberta Altoona not the only coach to pick up a technical foul here today. Saw it a little earlier as well. Mike Thibault from Belgium in the naughty books. And free throws to come here for Wang Suyu. So she's really turned it on here. Just 2 points in the opening game, 4 in the second game, but she's been busy here in the third. She's got 9 with free throws to come. And timeout called now. Alberta Altoona is still going on with it to the scoring bench and trying to understand why he couldn't get it when he actually really wanted it. But 18 is the margin. They've restricted South Sudan to just 13 points here in this quarter. And they've rattled on 21 of their own.
Okay? We're gonna play Honches for Perina, Nemo with the ball. Okay? Back. It's like this. We are in man with 11, with 6, and the 14. Adot is the one coming a little bit with her. Pia, you are protecting here. Okay?
What happened to 11 beforehand? 11 likes to play she's playing the 4 right now.
Doesn't matter, you catch it. Yeah. Okay? And we need 1 good minute and a half. We need to drop the 20. Venga, vamos.
Hey, let's get it right here. Come on, y'all. Together on 3, 1, 2, 3. Together. Let's go, Black.
This is what we've seen at the tournament so far from South Sudan, that they play well in patches but can lose focus, and in the blink of an eye the game slips away from them. They've been working hard to keep it within their grasp, and that's what's happened here in the third. Had it down to 5 at one stage after 3 minutes, but since then it's been 19 points to 6. China have just ripped this game away from them, although there's still some work to do.
And that's a challenge of a team that's ranked 55th in the world, is to try and maintain a higher level than you're probably used to playing day in and day out. And so, yes, we want them to, show that for 40 minutes, but it's really tough. And against a team like China, who is just throwing player after player after player on the court that can do, run, get it inside. It's a tough ask for them.
Li Yuru kept that alive, so another opportunity here for China. They work it inside from close range. Good D there from Gabrielle, but again, the offensive board and shut down there, Chayujia, but it spills to the danger. Wang Siyu, who adds another 2. 12 in the game now, all in this quarter. So margin balloons out to 21 now as we move inside the last 60 seconds of the third. 24 points in this term. Equals what they came up with in the second, China. Penetration now from Naima Duke. Gets the finish from Gabrielle.
It was really good poise by South Sudan not to panic and draw the extra defender, then just make that nice pass inside.
First points in the game for Gabrielle. Chayujia goes to Wang Siyu. He's got 12 in this quarter. Front and back of the rim wouldn't fall. Gabrielle grabs the rebound. Shot clock almost in unison here with the game clock as we head toward three-quarter time. 22-6 is the run at the moment in the last 7 minutes. This has blown this game wide open in favor of China. Shot clock to 5. Tenny goes on with it. Not a lot on offer now. She's going to have to get some support. Lemmy pulls the trigger quickly, never looked likely. And three-quarter time arrives here. And it is China who have stormed away. They've opened up a 19-point lead here, 70-51. In fact, going to call it a shot clock violation. Maybe put some time back on the clock here for China. Not sure how much there is, but conference between Miroslav Velikov, Carlos Velez and Sylvia Marziali. Going to put 1.2 back on the clock, it would appear. So China can come back out here, and South Sudan have got some defending to do for another 1.2. So it's 70-51, three-quarter time here in Wuhan, and China with a big third quarter. And South Sudan now find themselves with a lot of work to do. 24 points in that term from China. 15 was all that they could muster from South Sudan, and there you see some of the numbers. What do you make of those, Laurie?
Well, I'm just running my eyes over them, and you know, China have sent South Sudan to the free throw line 19 times, and so we talked about foul discipline, that's what they need. You know, they may get away with it against South Sudan, but they're not going to get away with that against some of the better teams that they'll be up against if they make their ticket, book their ticket to Germany. So that's something, an area you have to improve on. But I thought that Wang Siyu, 12 points in that quarter. She was instrumental in that. All of a sudden they, you know, got this 19-point lead, and I thought she just made good decisions. She shot the ball herself. She controlled the tempo of the game, whether to push it, get the running basket, the transition baskets, or to pull it back and get through some offense, or shoot it herself, as we just see here. But she was very good with her 12 points.
Good from deep in that quarter as well. They hit 8 threes. 8 of 13 threes. They had 7 threes at halftime. So they hit 8 threes there in the third, and that's blown this game wide open.
Well, there's been nobody that has just starred. Gag Deng has 15 points, Bulgak 10 points, and as we mentioned, Wang Siyu 12 points and Shea 12 points. So it's sort of just being done by committee for both teams.
Turnover count 18-9 is far too high for South Sudan. 20 fouls on China is also a high number as well. 14 in that category for the Afro-basket bronze medalists. China have got 15 points to 5 off turnovers, and that's certainly been part of the problem for South Sudan as well. They've got the possession arrow to get us underway here in the final term. Scored first in term number 3. Good hustle there from Adut Bulgak, but she could only succeed in knocking it down out of court.
It's good to see Chung Ziyu back on the court. She's 18 points, and she leads this team over the first 4 games with averaging 16 points. So see if they can get her involved in this quarter, last quarter. High-low action. That's going to be tough to stop.
So she's into double digits on 5 of 7 shooting. And we've seen the Twin Towers here for the first time in the game, as well as Han Shu and Zhang Zuyu in tandem. They didn't discourage Hu Bolgak, though, as she adds to her tally. She's now up to an even dozen. Wang Zhansi. Inside. Han Shu, the beneficiary here. She rolls to the hoop with a nice assist from Zhang Zuyu.
Well, that's what Zhang Zuyu has to be able to do, is anytime she's doubled, tripled, be able to keep the ball high and pass it out of that situation, which she did just then to Han Shu.
4th rebound for Zhang Zuyu as well. And now she is baseline. Nothing on offer down there beyond her range. Han Shu lobs it in again for Zhang Zuyu, running out of real estate, and she travelled in the process. So turned the ball over for the 10th time in the game. The 18 turnovers for South Sudan is much, much worse. Outside shot from Maju. It's off the mark. Bolgak read it better than anyone and got the ball back to Gak Deng, who adds to the tally. She's up to 17 now.
So I feel with China, if they're going to play a zone, which they pretty well need to every time Zhang Zuyu is on the court, they need to be more aggressive with it. They can't be passive and just stand there, hope the team misses, and that Zhang Zuyu can get a rebound.
Mr. Captain, Young Chu-Yu, showing the crowd some tricks and adding to her tally. She's up to 9 in the game. Trading baskets isn't going to help South Sudan. Here's Bolgak from outside. Yes, she knocks down the 3. Hard to come by for South Sudan, just their 6th triple of the game.
That's Bolgak's 13th point.
Wang Zhansi hands over. Han Shu. Bobble out. And another whistle here. And foul looks it's going to be called on Zhang Zuyu. So it's going to be her 2nd personal. First team foul of the final quarter. What are your thoughts on the Twin Towers, Zhang Zuyu and Han Shu together?
Well, Han Shu, she can play the back of the zone there because she is versatile. She's agile. She can move her feet. I'm so impressed the way she's developed that part of her game.
Yes, I agree. And I think playing in the WNBL in Australia, a fast tempo league, has helped her build on that as well.
Well, especially the team she was playing with.
Indeed. Due 4 on the shot clock, has to get it off quickly. Well done, Han Shu, just to control that with one hand and get it back for a team. Here's Wang Zhansi, who plays locally with Wuhan in the Chinese league. Down low. And foul's going to be called again on Zhang Zuyu for a hook.
And that's the challenge for China, is to make sure that they get the ball into Zhang Zuyu at the right position. There's no point in passing it to her when she's out of position because she's just not mobile enough to be able to make moves, and then when she's double and triple team. So that's something is a work in progress of really how to use her to the best advantage.
No microphones in the huddles during the timeouts in the 4th quarter. You see some numbers there for South Sudan. Gak Deng with 17. She leads the team. Bolgak 15, including 5 in this last quarter out of the 7 that a team have come up with. A reminder that the action continues tomorrow from 1:30 local time. Mali facing Brazil, and then South Sudan will back up against Belgium. It might be the only team without a win against the only team that hasn't had a loss. And Czechia and China is the last game, and that's going to be massive in terms of seedings from this tournament. If this continues the way that it is, they're both going to be 2-1 on the ladder behind 3-0 Belgium. And you think that the winner of that almost guaranteed that they will go through. China finished their campaign against Brazil on Tuesday. And Czechia got a tough assignment in the final game. They played Belgium, so they'd have to play well to get that result, which means that they're really going to have to rely on beating China as they try and qualify for the World Cup.
Belgium have just come into this tournament, you know, winning the Eurobasket, full of confidence. We've talked over and over about how much they play together as a team, and they've certainly demonstrated the high quality of basketball, the elite level that they are playing at right now.
She went without the ball there. Runs McQuay after she moved inside her opponent, Han Shu, with good footwork. That's another costly turnover when a bucket was begging there for them. 19th turnover of the game, but the first in this final quarter after 3.5 minutes. So they timed it up, at least in this term. Han Shu Yu. Wow, started with back-to-back triples in the game. Han Shu baseline. Over the back, Jung Soo Yu grabs the O board. Just you can see, just outsizing Rose McQuay there. Really had no chance.
Well, she didn't. I mean, she actually blocked her out, but the ball, it was a bit more of a longer rebound, and so really hard. You can't do much about that at all.
166 centimeters. Rose McQuay up against 220. 54 centimeter difference. So it was no surprise that Jung Soo Yu was able to grab the rebound. First trip to the free throw line for her in this game. She was none of 3 from the stripe in the opening game against Mali. Didn't get to the stripe in the second. Building some nice numbers here in this game. 11 points on 5 of 7 from the field, 5 rebounds. And she continues her trajectory and the learning curve. It's steep for the 18-year-old. What a bright future. What an important component she's going to be for China in coming years. Margin is 19. That's exactly where we started this quarter. Almost 4 minutes played. Great to have you with us from Wuhan in China. As Lemmy pulls the trigger and knocks down the 3. 6 in the game now for her. 16 is where they need to drag it back from right now. Zhansi to Yang Shu-Yul. Che Yu-Jia gets it next. Shot clock works to red numbers here for China. It's been a patient build-up for them in the left hand. That's an excellent finish from Che Yu-Jia, who's got 14 in the game.
Well, a nice little hesitation, just reading what the defense was giving her. Able to put it to the floor, and she put it to the floor strongly, too.
Lemmy back to Dew, who uses Gak down on the low block. Pass intended for Gak Deng, and contact in there as well. They're going to be called on China. It's going to be a 3rd team foul on the host nation here in this final quarter. But look at this finish here from Che Yu-Jia. Described it perfectly, Laurie, where he was just waiting to see what was on offer. And that was a neat finish, a touch of class. Now the Dew restarts and uses Gak. He's been busy here in this final quarter. Dew fires, and she rattles home the 3 ball as well.
Well executed, out of bounds, baseline out of bounds play. And, you know, they wouldn't have had a lot of opportunity to work on many plays, let alone their out of bounds play. So well done.
Winning the quarter so far, and a long way back for them. The jumper rattles around and tumbles for Yang Shu-Yul. Always hard when you're chasing. Need everything to go right for you. And there's Bolgak drawing a foul on Han Shu. Going to be her second personal. No, in fact, it's an offensive foul, I believe. So an offensive foul call. So we get another look at the 3-ball rattling around and tumbling there for Naima Dew. Only 7 points in the game for her. And as we know, she's been 18 and 19 in the previous 2 games. Liu hasn't really been a factor after picking up 3 fouls in the first 4 minutes of the game. There's a pass from Zhang Manman intended there for Xiaoyu Jia. Deflected out of court. Good idea. Execution just wasn't there. As Wang Siyu put her on ice. She didn't score in the first half. Racked up 12 of the 24 in the third and has done her bit apparently. There's a veteran on the team. 30-year-old, oldest player here, and another triple tumbles here for South Sudan.
Great shot by Tenny.
So 14 is the margin. It was 19 when we started this quarter. There's still 4 and a bit minutes to play. So they've got still some work to be done here. Han Shu, Li Yuru, just losing balance, kept alive. Outside shot from Zhang Man is deep. A good job there from Dew as well, and she can streak up to the other end of the floor and add another bucket. And China have seen enough of this. Coach Gong Luming calls timeout because the margin that was as big as 21 has been sliced here to just 12.
Really good job by South Sudan. We know they're the type of team that aren't going to lay down and just hand this to China on a silver platter. They're going to make them work hard for it. And they'll want to, you know, every game that they play, every quarter that they play, they want to get better. And you'd have to just give them full credit in this quarter, the way they're coming out and really taking it at China.
18-9 is the run from South Sudan. So they're finishing strongly here. Really had the better of the last 5 minutes. And that's full credit to them because without a win in their first 2 games and then staring down the barrel of a 21-point margin early stages of the 4th quarter in their 3rd game, almost you could understand it. They didn't want to run home as hard as they could, but full credit to them to be finishing strongly here. And another bucket get this down to single digits. What's going to put some scoreboard pressure back on China.
Well, it does, and you know, we're singing the praises of South Sudan, but China really have to make sure that if they get that sort of lead, that they don't give it up. They don't stop. They don't stay. You know, they don't go get unfocused. They need to make sure that they put teams away, and so we'll see what happens these last 3 minutes and 45 seconds if they can extend that margin out again.
You see the numbers from Maria Gakdeng. Another interesting stat line here is that they've knocked down 4 of 5 from deep in this last quarter, South Sudan.
Well, that'll help with the margin, John.
They were 5 of 13 at 3-quarter time and 4 of 5 since then. So they've really found their range. Tang Zu Chin hands over. They run it through sets of hands, get it back to Tang. They stood off her. She didn't want to fire. They've got Wang Siyu back out here to save the day.
How good is it to see the veteran out there, the way she's playing, Wang Siyu.
Terrific from her. The second half she's put together. She had 6 points combined in the first 2 games of the campaign. And then she unloaded 12 points in the 3rd quarter of this game, and now she's up to 15 on 5 of 8 shooting and 3 of 5 from deep. 4 rebounds, 4 assists. A blocking foul called on China here. Their 4th team foul in this quarter. And she's everywhere at the moment. Wang Siyu. Here's another look at the 3-ball. So 84 for China is their highest score of the tournament so far.
Just having a chat with an interpreter here.
Gong Lu Ming looking for an explanation there from Vyacheslav Velikov, the Bulgarian crew chief. Don't think he's got the answer he was after.
It was good to see the referees taking the time to have that discussion, though, especially when an interpreter has to be involved. Great basket, little baseline drive there by Lemmy. Continues the roll for South Sudan.
Margin is 13, inside 3 minutes to play. They're aggressive after the rebounds as well. Good work there from Adut Bolgak. Drag down another board. Here's Tenny working to the baseline. Can't finish it. Liu Ru held off Liu Gakdeng and grabbed the rebound with the other hand. And they'll navigate their way through this in the last 2.5 minutes. Tang hands over. Yang Shuyu thought about pulling the trigger. Wang Siyu down to the baseline, found an open. This is vintage stuff from the 30-year-old.
Isn't it ever? It's so fun to see the way she's playing, because we've seen her play this way for many, many years. And, you know, the first couple of games we didn't see that. So great job from Wang Su-yu.
Just Lemmy with it. Single digits on the shot clock. Guarded by Tang Zu Chin. Rolls it into Bolgak and shares it with Tenny. Back to Adut Bolgak. And they've knocked down a 5th triple of the quarter. 5 in the first 3 quarters. 5 here in the last quarter.
Back to 12 points.
Chayu Jia good in this game. Shares it with Tang.
China have just stopped moving right now.
Red numbers on the shot clock for them. Chayu Jia goes on with the dribble. They thought she travelled. Couldn't get a call, but the shot clock violation is going to deprive China of the ball nonetheless. So first shot clock violation on China in the game.
Well, a 3-point shot here could bring this margin under 10 to 9 points.
5 of 6 from long range in this last quarter after being 5 of 13 from deep in the first 3 quarters from South Sudan. It's just knocking on the door at the moment. Sarah Deng back onto the floor as well. Gets it back from Tenny. Penetration. Now Tenny gets an open look. Oh, it's off the front of the rim. O-board for Gakdeng. Keeps it alive. Deng. Good D from Chayu Jia there just to keep her at bay. 5 on the shot clock as she
just too much dribbling over there. You needed to kick the ball, get it moving.
Stuck, didn't it? That's been a problem for Deng under severe pressure. Wang Siyu, nice time pass. Oh, excellent D. How about the block shot from Maria Gakdeng?
Perfect timing.
The other, Sarah Deng takes them on the retreat. Wang Siyu's going to be called for the foul. So more free throws to come here for South Sudan. Wang Siyu had a good time of it in this game. Saw at the Asia Cup finishing the top 6, averaging 5 assists a game. Had a high of 19 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists against Korea in the bronze medal game. Sarah Deng tries her luck from the free throw line.
Well, you have to give full credit to South Sudan. They are going to run out of time here. But their comeback and the way they've kept playing has been really good to see.
Yeah, it was 21 points the lead at one stage. Now it's down to 11. 10 on the shot clock here. Not a lot on offer for Wang Siyu. Eventually she gets it to Chayu Jia. That's good defensive pressure again, and it's rewarded. Alberto Altoona on the bench is really happy with that. Really not going to be enough to close out the game for them, but at least they're showing signs.
Exactly. If you can say go into the locker room and be under 10 points, or as we see there, a foul call, under 10 points against the number 4 ranked team in the world in China, you'd be pretty happy with that result.
Yes, particularly since they've never led. They gave up the first 7 points of the game, South Sudan. They were down 10 in the opening quarter. Again, double digits at half time. They were down by as many as 21 during the third. They were down by as many as 21 here in the fourth as well. The conversion from the free throw line. Again, they've left a few out there. Missed 7 free throws so far. Amadou, well, she's had a quiet night, but she's carried this team in the first 2 games.
Oh, and a turnover.
So here's Deng Pateni for the 3 ball. Couldn't get it to go. Gabrielle, the O-ball, the putback wouldn't work. She stayed with it, and right at the conclusion there, it's waved away. So an entertaining affair here concludes with China getting the job done. They get their highest score of the tournament, and they've defeated South Sudan by 10 points. It's full time in Wuhan, and it's China 86, South Sudan 76. 25 points in the last quarter to 16. Here's a good return for South Sudan, and while they fall to 0-3. Well, they've got something to work with there as they head for games against Belgium tomorrow and Mali to conclude the tournament with. Now short of the 79 that they came up with against Brazil on Thursday. Some of the numbers, and that 3-point shooting in the last quarter was exceptional from South Sudan.
Brings it right up to 48%, and considering they entered the game shooting the 3 ball at 28%, that was a phenomenal fourth quarter shooting and a comeback from South Sudan. When we look there, the leading scorers again. Few players in double figures, nobody much over 18 points, and so they did a good job. It was done by committee for both teams, but I thought the player that stood out for me was Wang Su-yu, and what she brought, the leadership she brought, the decision making, and then her scoring as well. I mean, she was fun to watch, ending up with 17 points.
12 in the third, 5 in the last quarter for her, 17. And they needed every one of them. South Sudan closing quickly. 11 points, 5 boards for the teenager Zhang Zuyu as well. It wasn't, again, at their best, China, but they got the win. And that set up a terrific battle tomorrow when they take on Czechia. Of that almost guaranteed that they will get through to the World Cup, so plenty riding on that. But let's take a look at some of the best plays from the fourth quarter and expect to see some 3-pointers coming your way here from South Sudan.
Well, it is, and you can see some good high-low action, some good chemistry between the 2 bigs in Han Shu and Chung Zu-yu, but really when we have a look at it, it's going to be a lot of South Sudan. We can see China getting to the basket, making some strong finishes. I think they need to still work on their foul discipline. They did send South Sudan to the line a numerous amount of times, and it just stops the clock then too and gives you a chance to reassess. So overall, that is something, an area where China will need to work on. But South Sudan can take so much from this game. What they did at both ends of the court, because whilst they scored a lot in that fourth quarter with their 3-point shooting, they had to shoot, they had to defend China as well, and with their big twin towers in there, that was a big ask for them, and they did a great job.
It's the rebound count, 41-35 in favour of China, so they were competitive there. To get that margin back to 10, well, that was a good effort from them, given they gave up the first 7 of the game, and there's confirmation of the results from today, with Czechia defeating Brazil by 19. It was Belgium over Mali by 31. And in the final game, a 10-point margin. So that's the closest margin that we've had at the tournament so far through the first 3 days. 9 games down, 6 to still come, and spots at the World Cup still up for grabs as well. Teams already qualified include the host nation, Germany, and the continental champions in the USA, Belgium, Australia, and Nigeria. And 11 spots still to be decided. And we'll continue that when the action comes your way tomorrow here from Wuhan. 3 great games to look forward to as well. Trust you've enjoyed our coverage tonight. Trying to get the job done here, 86-76. And move to 2-1 against the brave South Sudan. On behalf of Laurie Chiswick, I'm John Casey. Our hard-working team behind the scenes have done a great job as well. We appreciate your company and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye for now.